Talk to me about your involvement with N.O.T.S, Niggas Off the Street, KEKE LOCO, and that whole camp over there.
Okay, well, for some of you guys that don't know, you know, before like the death row era and all that, there was a viable underground scene for rap. Okay, so you had people like you had N.O.T.S, that was Niggas Off the Street, KEKE LOCO. Then you had Banging on Wax, you know, Ronnie Ron, Tweety Bird Loc, and then, you know, Familia Records with the Chicano scene. We also had Hoodlum Records. So you know, we were doing a lot of underground stuff. And like we had a group, First Amendment, out of Inglewood, and that's Mac 10 came out of that group.
Squeak Crew, Binky Mac.
Yeah, so we were working together. Rock Slinger. We had some underground stuff, and then KEKE LOCO. Okay, he was real big on the streets also. So he was like, you know, the first. I guess they argue Banging on Wax or KEKE LOCO was the first, but I'd say, you know, they both were out there. You know, so. But KEKE LOCO was out, you know, representing, you know, KEKE LOCO go to the swap meet, you know, just all blued up, just, you know, and so it was just, you know, it was like a different time. And so KEKE was doing this thing on the streets, pushing the records, yeah, like Ron, Tweety Bird Loc out there, just, you know, pushing it. You had me. And I say
R.I.P. Tweety Bird Loc, man, that 187 drive-by. Whew.
Yeah. You said R.I.P.?
To Tweety Bird Loc. Tweety Bird Loc, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Tweety Bird Loc passed away.
Oh man, yeah,
it's all good. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. I got his tape at there was Underworld Records on Alondra and Castlegate in Compton. Yeah, shout out to Big A, man, Big Arnold. That's my dog. Shout out to KEKE LOCO and shout out to N.O.T.S. Before I interviewed Murray Brumfield, I had no idea he had a connection with one of the first tapes that made me fall in love with West Coast hip hop. The Busters on Wax tape. N.O.T.S, Niggas Off the Street. One of my favorite songs on there was Metro. Come on and go with me. Come on over to my train. I think they were talking about busting a train on a female, but back then in my innocent years, I didn't know what they were talking about. I just loved the groove. I just loved the music. And it's really, really cool that it's such a small world that Murray Brumfield has a connection to N.O.T.S. And shout out to KEKE LOCO. A lot of stories out there about the infamous KEKE LOCO. He went hard on all the Banging on Wax dudes. I interviewed a few people associated with Banging on Wax, and they confirmed that KEKE LOCO pulled up to a video shoot to confront some of the people from Banging on Wax. And man, I'm telling you, what an interesting story that was. But how are you feeling about this interview so far with Murray Brumfield? I know I'm just playing clips, and once I play all of the clips, I'll post the entire video. And I'll put the link to the description or to the video in the description so you can check it out in its entirety. But I'm really enjoying the stuff I'm learning about West Coast hip hop. I'm a West Coast hip hop nerd. I love this stuff. I soak it all in. And I'm just really appreciating the history that Murray Brumfield is dropping. And I'm glad that he is still making music and he's still involved. He put a group together. He's let me hear a couple of songs and they are banging. And shout out to MC Peps from Brown Pride. As soon as I put the word out there that I was looking for anyone from that group just to interview them and talk to them, I got a DM from MC Peps. And him and I talked on the phone a couple times. He let me hear some of his new music that he's dropping. He has a couple joints with Midget Loco, Aztec Clan. He's still doing his thing. So I'm just glad that all these artists who I grew up listening to are still involved in their craft. That's so very important to me. Just my personal opinion. But what do you guys think about this interview so far? I hope you are enjoying it. Do you guys remember KEKE LOCO? Do you remember N.O.T.S? Do you remember that tape that they had, the True Blue series? There was True Blue 1 and True Blue 2. And I remember like it was yesterday buying those two tapes. And I remember it even popped one time on me. So I went and bought it again. Like I bought, back then, we didn't have unlimited music, guys. We can just pick up our phone and listen to a song, in any song in the world that we wanted to. We actually had to go to a swap meet or go to a music store and buy it. And if that motherfucker popped, and by pop, I mean the reel broke and you just can't use it anymore, then guess what? You had to go out and buy another one. And I'm pretty confident I bought that N.O.T.S tape at least 3 or 4 times. But shout out to Murray for sharing that history with them. What do you guys think? Comment down below. And please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Tupac told us years ago, it wouldn't be LA without Mexicans. My question for you today is, would hip hop still exist if it weren't for Mexicans? Latinos, to be exact. I gotta include everyone in this conversation. If Latinos didn't exist, would hip hop have survived? I don't think so. I'm bringing this question up because I recently interviewed Mr. C of RBL Posse, and the conversation of Latinos supporting hip hop came up.
Yeah.
Now, you just said something. I was just having this conversation the other day. I was down in LA. I went to the car show Saturday night, and I didn't even know, I don't know how it slipped past me, that Quick and Snoop and some other folks had a concert at the Peacock Theater.
Right. Yeah, we were supposed to be on that one. Mm-hmm.
And I was telling my Unknown was down there hanging out, and like, man, they got a show tonight. And we just noticed that majority of the crowd was not black.
Oh yeah, Latino. They buy. They love that old school music, man. They breed their kids on it.
I was telling Unknown, I said, without the Latinos, West Coast hip hop would not be the same, man.
Let's chew on that for a little while. Without Latinos, West Coast hip hop wouldn't be the same. I'm going to expand it and say, if it weren't for Latinos, hip hop, period, wouldn't be the same. A lot of black folks try to downplay the Latinos' contribution to hip hop at the beginning in the 70s. And I find that very, very frustrating and interesting. You have a group of new people in their 20s and 30s who watched the documentary 8 months ago, and now they're telling me that Latinos didn't help in the creation of hip hop. But that's not the story for today. I've done several videos on that. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, check out my videos in my archives about the Latinos' contribution to hip hop in the beginning, helping black folks create hip hop. Yes, I truly believe Latinos were right there, right by the side of the black folks, helping create this beautiful genre culture that we call hip hop. But Alonzo Williams, my co-host, and Black C of RBL Posse say that West Coast hip hop wouldn't be the same without Latinos.
At all. At all. They keep us eating right now.
Huh?
They keep us eating right now. Without them, it's for surely no RBL without them. You can't say.
He said they keep us eating. The Latinos keep RBL Posse, a black group, legends in this game, Bay Area legends, San Francisco legends. Don't give me no Bam or weed. We don't smoke that shit in the SFC. I mean, we know that song, right? Lesson to be learned. I got a bluebird on my shoulder. Should I kill? I mean, come on now. West Coast legends. If you know about your West Coast hip hop, you know about RBL Posse. And this man right here is saying that if it wasn't for Latinos, RBL Posse wouldn't be eating to this day. RBL Posse released their first album in 1992, and they are still eating off that album to this day, thanks to the Brown homies. But let's keep it going.
Say nothing bad about any type of Latin hip hop, according to me. We might go to war, you know, about them. Man, the way they go crazy about RBL and love.
He said, don't say anything bad about the brown folks around him. He said he'll go to war about that. He said he'll go to war about that. Don't say anything bad about the brown homies around Black Sea from RBL Posse.
Us, man, I feel the same way, man, about that. I embrace that fan base to the heart, man. They buy all my merch. They support me nonstop when I drop my book.
Niggas ain't buying merch. Black folk, we'll buy merch off of Amazon, like the fake shirt, not the one that's directly supporting the artist. Oh man, nah, that shit's $35, man. I can get that online for $20, and you'll go online, or you'll go to the swap meet or something, and get a fake RBL Posse shirt instead of supporting the man right here who's at the show. Latinos buy merchandise. When I go to hip hop shows, try this out. Because I've been to 1,000, and I'm not even exaggerating, way more than 1,000 hip hop shows in my life. Go to the merch table and see who's buying stuff. Especially if you live on the West Coast like I do. Go to the merch table and just take a gander of who's buying stuff. It's going to be the brown homies supporting, buying that Mac 10 shirt, buying that sugar-free hat. Huh? Buying that RBL Posse bracelet. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else.
Man, I done sold over 1,000 copies, and I look at where's
1,000 copies of his book. Black Sea has a book out, and he sold 1,000 copies of his book.
Heart, man. They buy all my merch. They support me nonstop when I drop my book. Man, I done sold over 1,000 copies, and I look at where it's getting shipped to, and I look at the names, and about 80% of it is mainly Latino. You know.
This man released the book, sold 1,000 copies. That's awesome, dog. Like, I was just doing the math in my head. Even if you sell it at $10 a pop, you got your money back tenfold. $20 a pop even. He looks at the address. Where is it going? He looks at the last name. Sandoval, Rodriguez, Jimenez. 80% of the people who are buying his book, helping him continue to feed his family 32 years after he released his first album, are the brown homies. So once again, my question for you: would hip-hop be the same as we know it? Would it have existed? Would it have survived without the brown homies? Here's a man right here, legend right here, 32, 33 years in the game, telling you it wouldn't have happened.
You know what I mean? So, man, I love them to death, man. You know, they love that era. They love old school. I don't care if it's soul music, funk, rap, you know, 90s. You know, they support. They come out. They love a gumbo mix. They could put RBL with Evelyn Champagne King and Confunction and, you know, and DJ Quick, and they love it. They gonna come sold out, you know. You know, you can get them a gumbo, and that's what they want.
That's facts, dude.
There's RBL Posse right there. Black C, the only original member left, because the other two unfortunately had their lives taken from them at very young ages. But Black C, to this day, is feeding his family off money that the brown man is giving him. You can't tell me nothing bad about my brown homies, dog. You can't tell me nothing bad about my brown people, especially when it comes to hip hop. And you know what? Throughout my many ventures, my small business ventures, whatever I've done on the side, legally and illegally, most of my clientele were Hispanics. That's right. I'm going to leave that there. Comment down below. What do you think about Black C from RBL Posse saying, if it weren't for Latinos, this thing we called hip hop would not be the same. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button.